decided on a niche for your business or a niche? And you're probably wondering, what is a niche or niche? And you can pronounce it niche or niche. It's either pronunciation is correct. So have you created a niche and have you decided what that is? And the reason why I'm asking you is if you don't create a niche for your business, you're only going to harm the growth and the potential for your business. My name is Stacy Schilling. I'm a visual design expert. I'm the creator of Stacy Schilling Education Design Hub. And I'm here to tell you why it's super vital and important to create a niche for your business. Now, when I first opened my design company eons ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life, and I didn't even realize it. I was not only a print designer, but I was also a digital designer, more on the website, because we didn't have all the digital devices at the time that we do today. And so my focus was creating on print projects as well as website projects, everything in between except for package design. That was the only thing I really didn't focus on. So I focused on logos, I focused on business cards, stationery, marketing materials, brochures, catalogs, trifold brochures, websites, landing pages. That's what my focus was. I also was focusing on every business that I can find that needed my services, whether they needed a new website or a redesigned website or a logo or new marketing materials. And what I realized over the years is that by focusing on all those projects in every industry, it actually hurt me in the long run. What happens is, as a business owner, and as a freelancer, you're super excited to create design projects because you're passionate about design and you love to do it and you love to be creative. So you love to play in Photoshop, you love to play in Illustrator, it might be Adobe XD, whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with having fun as a designer and playing with the programs and creating really cool, awesome designs. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is focusing on every industry and every type of project and not narrowing it down and creating a more refined focus. What happens is when you don't create a focus, whether it's a type of print project or web project you want to create or an industry of clients that you want to work for, you actually do more damage. And the reason why is people, when they come to visit your portfolio, whether it's on Behance or Google Sites or just anywhere online, what happens is when they look at your work, they can't tell who you design for. So if you are designing for a number of different companies and it's not specific to like education or finance or the auto industry or the gaming industry, what happens is when you meet a potential client or they go online and they find your website and they see your work, they don't have a sense of who you are. They don't have a sense of what you're passionate about, and they don't know that you actually have the skills to design their project because they can't see any projects on your website and in your portfolio that they can connect with and they can relate to, go like, oh, they design for food companies, I want to work with them. Oh, they design for entertainment or restaurants. And so what happens is if you are talking with a potential client about a project, it could be a print project or a web project, and they're not in an industry that you normally design for, or you don't have a lot of portfolio pieces or any portfolio pieces, what happens is you have to try to convince this person to sign your contract and give you money to design their project. And if you don't have any work that is similar or in the industry that they are in, there's going to be a disconnect. So it's really important that you focus in on the industries that you want to work in. Now, I met a girl years ago when I went to the How Design Conference in Las Vegas, and she is a nonprofit designer. So she focuses on designing for nonprofits. So her niche or niche, depending on how you like to say it, is focused only on nonprofits. So any large corporations that are out there, even small businesses, she doesn't work with. She only works with nonprofits. She has a nice client list and a lot of great testimonials from other nonprofits that have worked with her. And you probably are wondering, why would she just work with nonprofits? How would that work with competitors? Well, when you're focused on designing for a specific industry, you know that industry and you understand it, and you might not design for every company in that specific industry, but you might get a handful. So that's why it's one of the good reasons is to figure out what your niche is or what your niche is. Another thing you need to figure out with that niche is not just where you want to work industry wise, but also what type of products. So one of the things you really need to do to find your niche is think about the things that interest you. What gets you up in the morning and gets you excited? Are you into fitness? Are you into cars? Are you into construction and building things? Are you into like creative artistry type things? Are you into helping kids? Are you into clothing and fashion? What areas of your life do you have a passion and interest for? That's going to drive the area that you're going to focus on in your business in the industry. So if, for instance, you are a car person, you love cars, you love learning about cars, maybe even work on cars part-time for fun, you drive a really nice car, you have a passion to upgrade and to buy a better car, you might go into the auto body industry and you might focus on creating a niche for yourself with auto body shops in the city where you live in and be able to create websites for them or digital products for them, such as like banner ads. You might also be able to do their marketing materials. So that's an area that you can focus on in a niche. Now, another area that you can focus on besides an actual industry or industries, because you might like food and baking, so you might combine like your love of food and baking with like restaurants and bakeries and also like little pop-up shops. Another area that you can focus on with your niche could be an actual product. What is the design product that you are known for creating that you are fantastic at that puts everyone else to shame? Are you great at website designing? Are you great at creating landing pages? Are you great at creating direct mail pieces? Are you great at creating logos? Are you great at creating branding, creating that logo, that business card, that stationery, the buck slips, all those pieces that give the identity of the business, and then creating a brand standards manual that the company employees have to abide by and how the image and all the fonts and colors are used on all their marketing materials? Are you great at greeting card design? Are you great at poster design? Are you great at book cover design? What area of design are you really, really talented at? You need to figure out where is your strength. So when I was running my design company years and years ago, one of the biggest strengths that I had was production. As a production designer, I was fantastic at not only designing a project, but building the mechanical files for the printer. So if I knew the printer, I would contact them and find out how they wanted the files ready for them when they would go to print it on the press. And then I would design and build the product, whatever it was, that way. So that way the client wouldn't have to worry about it. One of the things I also added for my clients was I handled their printing for them. So I offered print services. That is when I worked directly with the printer, selected the paper option, selected the type of printing, found out the quantity, the cost of all the print jobs, took that all information, created a sheet for my client to know what the job was going to cost. They never knew what company I was using because that was always hidden from them. But what I would do is I would let them know how much a quantity of 500 would be, how much a quantity of 1,500 would be, and 2,500. And I would give them the price breakdowns between each one of those so they could see how much more it was going to cost for 2,500 over 5,000 over 1,500. That way they can make the best decision for themselves as to what print job. Then when the artwork went to the printer, guess who went to the press run? Moi. I went to the press run because the artwork was my baby. I designed it from the ground up, so I needed to know how it was going to look on the press to make sure it looked correctly. If it didn't look right on the press when I was at the press one, then I stopped the print job, well the printer did, and then they had to refix the printer or they had to reload the artwork because it was on them. So that was something that I created for myself as a niche. So what you want to do is when you are looking for work or looking to work as a freelancer, your biggest thing is What area am I going to focus of design? So am I going to focus on print or am I going to focus on web? And if you're going to focus on both, you better be strong in both so that way you stand out and have something to offer a client. And that focus might be a logo, a business card, a postcard promotional item, and a website and a banner ad. That might be it, and that's all you focus on. But what area of design are you going to focus on? And then also, what industry or industries? Is it just education? You're going to focus on education companies. Now, it doesn't mean the school districts per se, but it could be charter schools, it could be private schools, it could be tutoring, it could be places of business that sell school supplies to parents and kids as well as schools. So think about where you can focus in the industry to create your niche. When your materials all are focused on that niche, you're going to be able to drive more traffic to your business to grow your biggest business, and then you're going to become an expert. So if you want to know more about niche marketing, or if you want help creating your own business, you need to go to my website, stacyschilling.com. You need to click on the link that says private lessons, and you can choose from 5, 10, or 20-hour lessons and work with me one-on-one. And I can help you figure out what your niche is, what industry you should focus in, as well as helping you getting your business up and running. Hope to see you soon, designer. Bye.